Hello, everybody, and welcome to round 12 in Division EU2 in Season 9. Today we are at R12 Carlos Paz in Brazil. And welcome, everyone. Today, of course, you're always joined by me, Marina Rat, but guest star today we have Shelly the Turtle from AM Crew.
AM3. The booth is always there. It's usually pretty boring, so I'm excited to see what these EU2 guys got for today.
Well, let me tell you something. Qualifying is always exciting because it is super tight. It's normally not more than 5/10 from first down to 15th, so we always expect the best here. I think we have.
That's better than AM3. It's about a second half usually, or more.
We have Spudhead in the Williams out first, so we're just going to follow him for a round first. If not, Jack Hawkey's going to overtake him.
Yeah, I mean, the Williams was Spudhead reserving today. I saw he did decent in the EU3 race, I believe. That might not be right on that. I believe he did decent.
So, well, in typical Spud manner, he did actually DNF in EU3. So,
yeah, that's decent from us then.
But let's hope he can do. Let's hope he can extract something out of this race because he definitely does have the pace. He always has the pace. So here he goes. He's going to start his lap here. He's not going to take a white line to get more pace. He's just going to take it the normal way. Here he comes in through to turn one. He's going to take a wide line into the corner. He does kind of miss the apex there on the start. Does grab a nice little bit on the left, or the right hand side, sorry, let's go to TV pod, onto the straight. Now through the left hander, he doesn't grab that much curb on the exit, but seems to be in control of his car. Coming up to turn 6, he wants to go 6th gear here. Does kind of lack a little bit behind on the throttle now through into the center S's, so 2nd gear through turn 8 up to turn 9. Very difficult. He does kind of miss the apex, but he keeps it still and steady. Now into the final corner, he's going to set up his run onto the straight here. Looks to be alright. 3rd gear through there. Now coming through into set the first lap of the day. It's going to be in the 7s here. It's going to be in the 8s. It's an 8 flat Spudhead.
As someone who's in the 7th, ECOS Hockey, Jack Hockey, 7 flat. That's a pretty good time. I think pole time last night in AM2 was a 106.7. So blowing that pretty close to out of the water. I feel like Jack Hockey could get a better lap in if he wanted to. So we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, but Jack Hawkey's already beaten EU3 pole time on his banker, and he's beaten P2 currently by a second and 4/10 off 4 thousandths, hundreds. Wow, it's just not hanging up together.
Shout out math, yeah.
There you go,
Don Amo. Yeah, 107.1. A pole sitter in AM2, Mama Nooble, on the mediums right now. Has set in 4th place. I'm sure that'll change as more times come in. As JB goes with a 107.5. I'm sure everybody will end up qualifying on the softs here in Sao Paulo. A pretty fun track, wouldn't you say, Renner?
It's a very, very fun track. Very many opportunities to perform and overtake. Plenty of space on the track. Straights, there are plenty. DRS zones is a long straight. It is difficult to perform and overtake, but there is plenty of opportunity. So if it doesn't work in the first try, you can have them in the second try.
Yeah, 2 really main overtaking spots. That would be into the center S's and into 4. Both spots you can make it work, and anywhere else on the track. Gonna be a little bit dangerous as you try and make a move there. But hey, it has happened before, and it could happen again here in EU2 tonight. As I'm aboard with Tichy, rounding out his flying lap. That looks to be fairly down, so he must have made a mistake somewhere. Um, Speaking of mistakes, Charlie, DNF out of the session, out of 4, definitely grabbed too much of that curb, and has spun it and DNF'd himself out of qualifying.
There he is, right in the way of Jamie James. So very difficult situation for Jamie. Seems to be handling it quite nicely though. Looks steady. Now into the St. Airses. He's going to come in the second gear. Oh, big tank slapper there from Jamie James. He's going to carry on there, but that definitely cost about half a tenth to a tenth.
Yeah, tank slappers aren't great as the rounds 13 coming on to the start finish straight. Has another tank slapper commentator's course right there. We'll see his time is coming across the line on the mediums. The championship protagonist, can he line up near hockey with this medium lap time? No. Yeah. 108.2 on the mediums. That puts him in the top 10 provisionally, but I think he will get bumped down as more times come in.
Yeah, just lost too much time on those tank slappers there. Nothing much that he could have done, but it is just his medium time. I reckon he's going to go out again on a pair of softs and slap in a decent time. Before that, though, Kelson Swag coming across the line to be provisionally P3 with a 107.2. So as you can see, Shelley, it's already pretty close throughout the top 10. And it's not even everyone who's been on a lap here.
Top 8 within a second. You love to see that, especially Spudhead on the mediums, putting in a very solid time. But you have to wait and see. You said that we're going to be P1 to P15 all within about 5 tenths. So I'm holding you to that, Rennerat. I'm gonna hold you to that. And if it comes true, I'll salute you. If it doesn't come true, I'll make fun of you. So we'll have to wait and see.
Well, I've accepted my fate then.
Yes, you have.
So already now, I think Jamie James should be considering getting out quickly to set a decent banker on a soft tyre set. He has done it before, started on the medium tyre, and it has worked out.
I don't think starting on the mediums inside the top 10 is the best decision here in Brazil. I feel like you're going to get overtaken a lot through those first 10 laps, and then soft start to die off. I'd say about lap 15, lap 16, you want to come in, throw on mediums, and take them to the end. Maybe if you get damaged early, do a soft hard, early pit stop on the hard. But other than that, I don't see anybody doing anything else besides soft medium or medium soft.
Now we've got AJ, Eagles AJ now coming through also for his first lap of the day. Considering the other times, this should be alright. It's a 107.6, right bang average in the midfield. However, Moo in the Mercedes puts himself into a provisionally P3 position, the 107.1. Lovely to see. AM reserves.
Yeah, without Cornish Taco's pull with 106.9. So Jack Hockey has some competition. It's comes up for a hot lap, hot lap. What I was trying to say before that happened was Vamu usually doesn't have much competition in AM2 for pole besides Aboud. So having like 3 guys above Vamu is a very new territory for the Argentinian, and hopefully his Wi-Fi doesn't cut out as he lives in a third world country, and it happens very often.
Well, let's hope for the best for Vamu. I've personally been victim to his internet, so let's hope it doesn't change anything for anyone here today. It can cause quite a bit of a confusion.
Yeah, internet issues are always fun to race with. Can't tell where they are, and with very fragile car like an F1 car. It's never great.
Second funny name.
Speaking of fragile, yeah.
Big balls.
Yeah. Top 7, all within about 2 tenths, 2.5 tenths.
Yeah,
Very
that's
nice
what I meant. That's what I meant about it. It was super tight, super close, and we love to see it. Great competition.
Yeah, we love super tight things. Looking at the chat here, it looks like Kitten Petter says, I don't know about you guys, but I love getting my tank slapped. What's your comment on that? Remember at
well,
Hockey Takes Poll?
You know, we all know that Kitten does live in America, so it doesn't come as a surprise. However, since he is from America, I could probably see him, well, sitting outside, polishing waiting for someone to trespass on his property.
What's he polishing there, Murner? You cut out for everybody.
I did.
Yeah, I think you did. What was he polishing?
Well, we've got Cornish Cup going into the pits here, and next up we've got the Ferrari boys. Tichy, first of all, is 3/10 down in this time. It's going to need a little bit more than just 3/10.
Yeah, well off pole. That's gonna be it's a 1:93. Puts him ahead of Charlie SMD earlier in the session, but definitely not going to be higher than P16 at that time.
And Stumpy instantly P12.
Yeah, field spread's pretty close, as Murat said. Top 12, all within 7/10, I'd say, give or take a few hundred. Some very entertaining things to watch here. As Don Amo is coming through Sector 2 now, up a 10th on his time.
And that's not going to be good. That's invalidated for Dynamo, so he's going to he's going to go in this time and then wait for the last lap.
I believe we have enough time for another driver to get out and set a competitive lap. I think we have about 5 minutes left in the session, as it always flies by.
Yeah, time flies by, especially when you've got such a close grid. It's so fun to look at, and you know, when you're having fun, time runs.
Yeah, that's the same. That's the same.
Well, that's a Danish saying. Don't really know how it works in English.
I learned a Sweden saying the other day. I'm going to put my thumbs up in the air for you. Does that sound familiar? I'm going to put my thumbs up. Yeah, it means good luck in Sweden.
Oh well, I'm happy to hear
learn that. Yeah. The more you know, the more you know.
The more you know, especially when it's the country of Nikos Raggi. But while we were talking, Jay Wizzy has just gone up and put in a time that's good enough for provisionally P2, a 106.9, matching his teammate.
Wins past all gets himself up there in P2. And as Murat was saying, P2 and P4 for the Alpha for Melo boys as of now.
Got the beautiful McLaren off two spell in view, going down the straight. It is a bit of a rocket in a straight line. That McLaren, the orange McLaren. Especially Big Balls is retired, and that must be in the pits. No more to go for him. I think that's a complete his own decision. Of course.
Yeah, unfortunate for Big Balls. We love to see Big Balls perform well here in Brazil, but not today.
No. Sorry.
Oh, no, that was it. Yeah, Pamu, P2 was a 106.9. He got a 106.7 yesterday in AM2, so definitely can extract more time out of that car, but we'll have to wait and see. He'll be battling with Hockey off the line as it sits. Hockey 1.502 and Wizzy 3.
If you hear me cut out, it is just because I'm coughing. I am a little bit ill.
Prayers up for it, man. Prayers up.
Praise up. And now people are starting to come out. They want their laps done. Final runs. I think AJ is actually on the lap here. He has invalidated, so he's going to start a new one. Kelster Swag, however, he is on a valid lap here. He does have some traffic to negotiate. He does get through it pretty nicely. Right behind him we have a Ferrari. Ferrari who's also starting his lap. comes Kelster. And it's an improvement of 1.3 tenths, so up into P5 for him. Footy hits the pits.
As we're looking at the result here, P5 would match his best result in EU2 this season. I finished P5 in Imola, but maybe a P5 or hell, maybe even a podium for Kelster Swag here in Brazil tonight.
That could be very good to see. Of course, his last podium was last season in Britain, so that's definitely been a long time ago. As we see Coston Amo doing some spins, just spinning around. So I think we have Matty on a lap, on his first lap, coming across. Matty's going to set a time that is a 7.7. Nothing to contend with here, Matty. Maybe a new lap here is his option. He has started one straight away. He's burning ERS. Don't know if he's going to have enough ERS though. We're going to see.
You have to wait and see. Stumpy up a second and 3/10 on his time. Hopefully he has enough fuel to go around and start another flyer along with his teammate, who's actually a second and 7/10 down, rounding 15. Let's see what Pitchy's time can be. This should put him in the top 10 at least.
Definitely.
Oh, puts him right at 10th. Yeah, 107.2. That is P10. Blade retires in the pits, of course.
And Hawkey, his lap will not count. So no lap from Hawkey as he goes wide and invalidates.
Yeah, I was on boiler 2 spell up about 4/10 on his time and a spawn coming out of the center S's. So
here he comes.
He will be done for qualifying.
7.5 for Matty. We have seen him do wonders from lower on the grid. Jamie James up to P5. Almost 3/10 improvement from Jamie James. Strong time from the Northerner.
You know, I'm on board here with Vamu, warming up his tires in Sector 3. He's not going to get the line. Spent too much time worrying about the gap and created too much of a gap. Yeah, that's qualifying done. Vamu's not going to be able to get around.
Maybe he's just going to be in time. I think he was. So we do have an often timing glitch. Oh, he does have a big tank slapper on the exit of turn 1. Manages though, and let's see if he can maybe grab pole. Oh! As I say that, we've got Cornish Cuck improving. A 106.817. 600ths in front of Hawkey. Beautiful lap from him.
Yeah, very solid lap there from Cornish Cuck. As we have the Cuck Soccer Club up in the booth commentating. Lovely to see that. As Vamu coming through Sector 2 now, about to get the sector split. We'll have to see if he's up on his time or not. He is 500ths, rounding 13. Coming down 14-15 to start, finish straight. What would Vamu set? Can he beat Hockey? Can he beat Cuck? Have to wait and find out in that Mercedes. Reminiscing Lewis Hamilton coming across the line. It's P2 for Vama Nubel. 3 thousandths separate him between Cornish Cuck and Vama Nubel. So P2 for the Argentinian.
Very, very strong showing from the AM reserve there. Beautiful to see.
Jeez, I just saw JV die. Try to come to pits, absolutely hit the pit wall. And, hopefully he's okay for the race. That was a hard impact.
See some front wing debris on the entry. So, I think it is time for predictions. As soon as we have the results, I think we will get our predictions. But you can start putting your predictions in the comments, and we'll see what people reckon here.
Yeah, I think one of the favorites to be on the podium is gonna be Jack Hockey, now known as Ecos Hockey, but I'm calling him Jack Hockey. I think he'll get on the podium. Yeah, I think he'll definitely on the podium no matter what.
And then we have the Timmy Where to next angle. Sorry.
Oh, no, no, no. This is your show, Maria. You cut me off when you want to.
No. That's not how it works. But look at that. So we have our results. Cornish Cup finishes in P1 from qualifying with a 106.8. Only 3 thousandths behind him. Van Moo, the AM reserve, in P2 with a 106.82. In third, we have Ecos Hawkey, the championship leader. In fourth, Jay Wizzy. In fifth, Jamie James. In sixth, Titchy. Then Kelster Swag. In eighth, Don Ammo. In ninth, we have AJ. In 10th, we have Ecos Saint. And the guys with 3 tyre choices are Big Balls in 11th, Footy in 12th, Two Spell in 13th, Blade in 14th, JB in 15th, Stumpy in 16th, Matty in P17th, Spudhead in P18th, and Charlie in 19th, who barely even got to set a time after crashing early on in qualifying.
Yeah, Murder, I gotta hold you to this. You said the field would be within 5 tenths. Unfortunately, you're wrong by about 800ths. Back to P15 was plus 5 tenths, 800ths, and 3 thousandths. As we look at the DHL and Armico sponsors, if you see that at the end of the pit lane, there is a advertisement that I have not got to make the joke of since I've been in the booth with Murderad and EU1. There's a Rolex sign. So shout out Dan, who is giving all the commentators of Contest to Speed Rolexes for the new game, so we can strut our stuff as we get paid $25 Chili's gift cards on this game.
I'm very happy to hear that. If we look at the end of the pit lane, we have another thing with advertisement on. It is the red safety car, and I think we're going to see it at least 2 times today.
Yeah, not sure if Cost Bets was up and working today. Getting better, definitely. A little bit hungover last night from the AM2 race. But if it was, I think it'd be plus 2.5 on safety cars here in Brazil. I'm slamming the over. I think we're going to have at least 3. And that Burt Mylander will be having his lights up in Aston Martin or Mercedes. I think it's the Mercedes tonight. But hey, love to see it. Love to see it.
All right, so if you want to do your predictions, and I'll do mine after.
Yeah, I'll get the predictions here in 1 second, but I think we need to shout out our sponsors since we talked about DHL and Aramco. Contest to Speed is sponsored by Track Racer, SimLabs, DigitalMotorsport.com, NordVPN, and there's a 5th one, Fanatec. Get all your sim racing needs from the best manufacturer out there, in my humble opinion. Wish I could use one on a daily basis, but hey, I can't. Podium time. I think in this order, I was rooting for him in qualifying. I think Kelster Swag will get P3 tonight. Jack Hockey, P2. And a little bit of bias from the AM side of it. Nubel, P1 in the Mercedes.
Ooh, Vamu. I think he just got Hawkey disqualified. So they're both doomed to have a poor start, as we got a very nice and cinematic shot, and Cornish Cuck has also been disqualified.
Oh my gosh.
Wow, this is going to be a dreadful start from everyone. 3 in front, all on cold tyres. Jay Wizzy, the first person who actually have a chance to beat his tyres up. My predictions...
Well, he's an AI, so...
Yeah. Well, my predictions are pretty simple. I'm going to go for Cornish Cuck in P1. I'm going to go Jay Wizzy in P2. And I'm going to go Ecos Hawkey in P3.
Fair enough. The one person that benefits from them disqualifying themselves as Wizzy has left the session, I will try and get him an invite. Jamie James, trying to hunt down Hockey for that Drivers' Championship. He will have hot tires, unlike Hockey. They will be cold. I'll get Wizzy an invite real quick.
All right. As we see everyone lining up on the grid, no big gaps, as we like to see. Charlie coming in 19th, last 2 line up. And there he is. So I think we are ready for the lights out to go out, for the lights to go out, as I'm going to try and fumble my words. There you go, we have Cornish Cuck in P1, 5 lights. And we're off. Cornish Cock seems to get a pretty good start. Van Moog behind him. Ecos Hawkey in P2. Jamie James has to go wide. Cornish Cock is P1 through into turn 2 and turn 3 now. Jamie James has made up a couple of positions. Tichy's made up a couple of positions. And I think Spudhead's lost a lot of positions there. Van Moog's lost to Jamie James. Let's go to position change. We're seeing a lot of different positions. A lot of position change, and a few damage broke in front wings. Jamie James looking very, very poisonous at the tail of Hawkey. He comes for the overtake, and he goes to the inside. Big tank slapper, but it looks like he's got it off, and they're going side by side in the center S's. He's still side by side, and they contact, and Jamie James is round. Hawkey remains in P2 as Jamie James has gone round. Unlucky day for Jamie James, as he was looking very promising. He was looking to get that overtake off on Ecos Hawkey, but they just contact, and then he was around there. Van Moog back up into P3. Tichy in P4. Very, very nice job. AJ in P5. 4 places up. 5 places up from Stumpy. Charlie 6 places up. Brilliant job from them. Big balls into the pits. As the first guy, he has got a broken front wing. Same does Two Spell, and same does Charlie, but none of them has gone in. They've stayed out.
Yeah, I was on board there with Jamie James, as we all were. Through 9, kind of ambitious, as I mentioned earlier. 1 and 4, both your primary overtaking spots. Anywhere else on the track is going to be really tricky, as Saint and Footy are battling out. I saw that Two Spell actually spun out of the Senna S's, and he's down there in P16 with his teammate. It's a rough day at the shop for McLaren. But let's get back to Saint and Footy. Battling through 9. Here comes 10. Footy goes a little bit deep. Will Saint try to switch back through 11? Oh, he will. Through 12. I don't know what corner will run, but I think it's 12. Let's go with 12. Here comes 13. I know this is 13. And Footy is ahead. Oh, Saint gets a little loose on that curb. Yeah, don't touch the curb there. It's either make or break, and it wasn't a break last night as he won the AM2 championship. Jack Hawkey actually takes fastest lap from Cornish Cock here on lap 3.
And look at this, we're going 3 wide almost into turn 1. And it ends not in tears here, it ends pretty well. Footy still in P7, followed by Kelster Swag in P8, followed by Saint, Blade and Stompy. Saint now grabs the lead in 8th position from Kelster Swag. Stumpy grabs the position on Blade, and now he's already ran out of ERS, and that's very, very early to run out of ERS. That's not what you want to see from Saint. He's going to have a hard time catching up to Footy.
Yes, Saint in unfamiliar territory here in EU2. This isn't AM2, buddy. This is EU2, and these guys are quick, fast, and hard-hitting, kind of like my ad. Anyways, Saint is definitely going to try. He's going to pray for a safety car. As long as with these other guys, some of these guys under-fueled, you have to do a little fuel saving and let the safety car comes out. As prevention, I think we will get 3 safety cars in this race. But lap 3, coming into lap 4, Cornish Cock leads from Hawkey, Bomu, and Tichy. The one up there that got spun was Jamie James down there on P15, making his way back from the drivers that had to pit as Ecos. AJD gets past Tichy through the Senna S's, but Tichy will have DRS on the road across the straight. Have to see if he can make the overtake into 4. Doesn't look like he's going to be anywhere near. As I mentioned, what I was trying to say was FRL Big Balls actually went on to the hards early on. I like that call, trying to go long in case of no safety car. And Charlie went on to a fresh set of softs. I hate that call. He's definitely going to have to pit again, and I'll put him in the back of the pack. I don't think I'll put him behind Jay Wizzy. Definitely put him down there behind Big Balls. A little bit of movement here throughout the field. Cornish Cock has gapped Jack Hawkey at this point by a second and 7 cents. Bomu behind Hawkey, and then a gap from all the way from P4 down to P11. Not sure what's happening back here. You want to take over Conrad.
As we saw Blade and JB go very wide onto the grass in the Senna S's, so both of them losing contact to Matty Robbo in front, who just zoomed past them. A bit of contact was made probably, and they both went into the grass. No damage though. And here he comes. Blade is just going straight through JB. Nothing to do there, as Ecos Blade does have the DRS and the ERS activated. He does have a lot of ERS there. JB as well, they've saved it quite nicely. They've not spent it all like Ecos Saint has. I think JB is going to try and come back at Blade here, as we see Jamie James just lurking in the distance. He's just going to stay behind for now. Just going to wait for his opportunity. He's sandwiched by both Hasses, as you don't normally see Jamie James in P15.
No unfamiliar territory for the Haas driver, and definitely wants to get past these guys as fast as he can. If we go through 9, Reneret, you were calling these the Senna S's. Am I misinformed? I thought 1 and 2 were the Senna S's.
I'm the misinformed one. It is 1 and 2 that is the Senna S's.
Yeah, not trying to put you on the spot there. I was trying to make sure my notes were correct because I messed up the whole AM3 broadcast. Then, coming through 13, Blade, JB, and Jamie James. Haas is trying to get past and up into the field. Looks like Jamie James is going to have a good run here on the Red Bull, as he does get DRS, surprisingly, as Blade has broke a pretty big gap on him. Let's see what happens here for the Senna S's. He'll have to sit behind, wait his time, stalk his prey. On the soft compounded tire, will he get past JBX? Let's have to wait and see. ERS deployed. Here comes the DRS, and looks like he's going to fly past Mazepin on Max Verstappen. You don't see that too often, but here in constant speed, Jamie James is Max Verstappen up into P14. Nice recovery so far from the Haas driver.
A very, very decent overtake from Jamie James. You can just see how clean his entries and exits were. Out of each corner, takes as much of the curb as you have to. Very, very decent. Also on his ERS usage, not too much, not too little. Got the overtake done, and I think maybe him and his teammate are going to swap positions here in a bit, as Jamie James does look very, very quick on those soft tyres. And not much
hopefully.
Vamu sets fast to sector 3. He's now got a bit of a run on Ecos Hawkey. And he's got the better line out of turn 2. Oh, sorry, turn 3, I think it was. Nothing.
They all run together. It's alright. Trying to find the unmute button on my mic. Couldn't find it there for a solid second. But we found it now, and we're live. About 6/10 have been taken away from that gap from Cuck and Hockey up there, battling for the lead of this race. Tichy, be under pressure with Don Armo here. Doesn't make a move into 8, but maybe we'll try into 9. I'd be against it. Doesn't. Good boy. Look through the field here as we get the first time slip penalty. It's a 10-second time penalty out of 8. Matty Ray getting on the gas a little bit too much, and we'll have to report it to the stewards. I think that's going to be reverted. But I have to wait and see. Something we have waited and saw. Hockey with a DRS coming down the start-finish straight. I believe it is open. No, it is not open. No, it is open.
It is
open. I
am
blind. Yep. Chasing down that AlphaTauri of Cornish Cuck. Through the Senna S as we go. Mariner, take it away.
Yeah, we've got Hawkey now within striking distance of Cornish Cuck. He has the DRS. He's been waiting for a long time to get this. He's been using a lot of ERS. Vamu behind him has just been following him around. He's got a lot of ERS to play with. He's just going to play it safe. He's just going to take it slow, take it easy, wait for the guys in front to make an error, make a mistake. Cornish Cuck, however, does have a lot more ERS than Hawkey. And maybe Hawkey can't really do much here. He is losing time in the corners, so maybe he's just going to have to pray and hope for the straight to save him. Cornish Cuck's looking very, very fast here. Same does Vamu, who's actually closer to Hawkey than Hawkey is to Cornish Cuck, but that changes all the time because now his opportunity is here. Now he's going to have to go for the, or if he's going to go for the overtake here, Vamu's definitely going to go for the overtake if he isn't going to go for it. Here he comes. So we have Hawkey, first of all. Cornish Cuck's going to stick and stay safe here, but he's not safe for much longer. Hawkey gets pressure from behind from Vamu. Cornish Cuck now very, very much inside striking distance of Hawkey. Hawkey's going to grab the DRS here. He's going to use his ERS. Cornish Cuck here, so no striking from Hawkey. Vamu's just going to stick it behind Hawkey for the time being. No moves being made. However, down the order, we have a bit of a train starting to form.
Yeah, definitely. From P4, it's led by AJD, all the way down to P11 from Spudhead. Uh, that train is all within DRS as JB gets a time penalty. One thing to note, the gap from Cuck, Hockey, and Vamu has been about 3 seconds all race and has been steadily increasing over the last few laps. So even though they are battling and trying to get position, HAD is still losing time to them, and I think most of the guys behind them are getting a little frustrated here with the train. Speaking of the train, Don Amu, will he make a move on Tichy, the Alfa Romeo driver, on the Ferrari driver? Crime on crime, same engine manufacturer. When we get down into the Senna S's, down to one on the inside goes Don Amu. Let's see what happens here. It's Don Amu. I don't know what happens with the E. But down the inside, Don Amu makes the move stick. What a switchback from Tichy, looking like Sebastian Vettel in 2015. Throw down the ERS.
We have Hawkey
oh,
through.
No.
Hawkey through into the lead. Hawkey through into the lead in turn 4 on Cornish Cock. So no more of the Cornish Cock reign. Now Hawkey's got the lead. But how long does he have? It doesn't look like that long because he has no ERS to play with. Cornish Cock's been using a lot. Vamu is looking brilliantly right now. 90% ERS for Vamu. So he's going to be able to get past both of them if he feels like it.
Yeah, Vamu just sitting in the DRS here, knowing that his ERS is basically full, give or take a few percentages, as we come across the start-finish rate one more time. This will be the 11th time in the race of 36. You'll see him as Hockey leads the way from Cuck and Vamu. Throwing on the DRS is Cuck. We have somebody spun around. That's a Red Bull, and that's Emma Stumpy out of the race.
And that's a safety car.
Ferrari on Red Bull Crime. Safety car, safety car, safety car.
So that's JB and Stumpy coming together. Stumpy, sadly, being the one to crash out completely. However, JB has no front wing either. This is the perfect time for the soft runners to come in for a pit stop. And they have avoided the safety car, so they got another lap. They're not going to be undercut by people pitting already now. So, good stuff.
Ecos Saint threw on the hards there. Not sure what went to that decision. Maybe he thinks that the mediums won't make it an extra 5 laps from when he would pit. I think they would. But the only guy to throw on the hards, actually, Ecos Boyd throws on the hards from the mediums. Getting off those mediums because he thought they were pretty much done. Not sure if I like that call there. Would have liked him to stay out to about lap 20 and then pit for a fresh set of softs and go with the flow for the rest of the race. Safety car did not catch the leader, so all these guys from 1 down to 8 will have a free pit stop, which I assume they will take graciously. As we have the rest of the field pitting. Everybody pit except Big Balls in the back half of the field as he's trying to go long on those hards. Speaking of hards, how long do you think the hards can do? Because I think they can do the whole race. But yeah. How long do you think it can do?
So hards definitely can do the whole race. If you pit, well, this depends on what pressures you got, but the softs last about, 15 laps. Mediums can last from lap 7 to the end. If you've got the right pressures on, if you can handle the tyre temps for about 7 laps, then definitely the undercut on the medium tyre is very, very strong here. Nobody's really caught up on that. They've been taking it very classically, very cautiously. Now that there is a safety car, it might have been the smarter decision to make.
Is Ecos Saint going to beat Tichy out of the pits here? He will. Staying on those fresh hards, he pit. It was the first guy to come in from that safety car. He's benefited that from 9th all the way up to 5th. But he is on hards versus the mediums. It takes a few more laps for his hards to fire off. Everybody else in the top 8 all went on a fresh set of mediums. And that goes down for most of the field. The only guys that are on different tires, AJD, JB, Charlie, and Jay Wizzy all went on a fresh set of softs. And then we have Blade and Saint all on a fresh set of hards. Not sure why Big Ball's pit now and didn't pit originally. He would definitely be higher than where he is now. P17 throwing the fresh mediums and waiting for the safety car to queue up here.
Well, we've got Big Balls. He's not had the best race here. He's got damage from lap 1, damaged the wing again on lap 2. So maybe he can salvage something from this race after the safety car now being brought out. It's a bit of a reset for everyone except Jay Wizzy, who is lapped by everyone. It is his
Jay
AR.
was. Oh, that's unfortunate. I couldn't find him on the player list, unfortunately. So not sure if he's having internet issues or if I'm just I am stupid. Shout out Charles Leclerc, but couldn't get him an invite, and I don't think anything will help him at this point unless the whole field pulls over, and we can get him back on the lead lap. Looking at the current settings, Hockey with the win, Audi at 28 points. The gap is currently at 140 to 97 for the championship, so 43 points. The gap, that'll put that at, what is that, 25 plus 43? My third grade math, that's 68 points. And with 2 races left, and Jamie James only being in P10, I believe that will secure the championship if Jamie James does not score tonight.
I don't really know here. Hawkey has been very, very consistent the whole season. I think actually just a few points today was going to secure it. But definitely a win is going to do more than that. It's going to secure it and a bit. So if he keeps it clean, keeps it nice, keeps it tidy tonight, it's going to be all right. Jamie James, however, he does have to win if he wants to battle in this. If he wants to battle Hawkey for the championship. It's going to be very, very unlikely. But everything can happen.
Yeah, as a safety car, I believe will go on this lap as Jay Wizzy will catch up to the back of the field. A little fun trivia for you here. When was the first race in Brazil held, run around?
It was 1973 in this circuit, and it was won by very own treasured Brazilian legend Emerson Fittipaldi, who won the race.
That's correct. That is correct. Very good, Marat. Very excited to see the knowledge of the Danish running strong and running wild. Like kind of Paul Hogan. Here's your brother. Here we go. Hockey starting the safety guard restart in the lead. I think Vaughn got a bit of a jump on Cornishcock, and AJD running on Vaughn's tail as well. Saint behind there too. Everybody within about 2/10 in the top 10. Two spell and Spudhead battling back there into the center S's. Their 2 spells got that done prematurely. But AJD is going to want to get past Vamu quick. Being on the softs, they're going to die off pretty quick. We have somebody around. That is Matty Robo into the wall. That's out of 3. That's a very odd place to lose it. Maybe he got too much on the curb, accelerated. It's the only thing that would unsettle your car there. And that would DNF you where he is. Going through the field here, Cornishcock, Vomit, definitely close. As the ERS saving from Vomit kind of goes out the window with the safety guard being deployed. Whole field within DRS except Blade and Jamie James. And Charlie gets a 3-second time penalty. Anything that I missed there on the restart on the round?
Well, not really. There was a few moves down the order. Fuji overtook and then immediately lost the position to Kelsterswag. After a bit of a poor restart, second phase of the restart, you had a very, very large jump on Tichy. Just couldn't capitalise on it. However, AJ looks very, very calm and collected, very speedy tonight as well. He had a big gap at the start, but now that gap has been diminished, and he can focus on racing with the top 3. Gap is pretty steady there, 7/10 in the top 3 there between Hawkey, Cock and Vermeaux. So it's looking like they're having a very safe distance to each other. No reason to do too much. Of course, we were lucky not to get a safety car from the Matty Robo crash on the first straight there, as we have seen stuff like that happen before. Well, what do you think of Jamie James' run back into the race? Started P5, lost it and was pretty much last on lap 1. Now he is back up into P10. So he's going very strong, almost P9 now. He's going to go for the overtake on Don Amo. That's a pretty easy pass for him. Don Amo's just going to give him that position for the braking zone, and he's within striking distance as well of Footy. And Footy, watch out, Jamie James is coming. However, before that we do have AJ, who's looking mighty fast here. Softs versus medium. Vermou's going to have
Be careful, boys. Be careful.
Ooh. Nice and steady. He's going to get a warning for that, but maybe he should be able to get that removed. I'm not going to say too much. Vermou's just going to have to concede the position to AJ, who is on soft tyres. And they are fresh, just as fresh as his mediums, so they're going to be a lot faster. It's going to be hard to take him to the end, though. He's got another stop in him. One point. Sorry, go for it.
No, I just realized that talking to the mic muted, trying to get in the point that Jamie James up into P9. Pretty incredible as he spun on lap 1. Speaking of spinning, they're not spinning in turn 1. Baumann getting the move done on AJD, even though AJD on the fresher soft compound. Let's see if he can make the move back into 4. Down the right of Pasta. Speaking of Pasta, make that easy, like 1, 2, 3. HAD up into P3. I'm rhyming like Dr. Seuss, don't you see? Baumann Nubel into 7, or 6 and 7. Here we go. What will happen here? Baumann concedes. We'll try to get the switchback done into 8. No avail. I'm sorry, Ryan. I did cut you off, so I'll give it back to you.
No, don't worry about that. I was just enjoying the helicam that we had there. It was absolutely beautiful. We got to see about a half a lap there and a lot of battling between Vermou and AJ. AJ looking very, very good on those soft tyres, but Vermou looking just as good on the same age mediums. He's going to keep within distance as well. AJ has used almost every bit of his ERS here to stay in front of Vermou. It's not going to be for much longer though, because here comes Vermou. As we miss something, we miss Cornish Cup going for the lead on Hawkey in turn 1 there. 3/10 now behind. He's been using his ERS, same has Cornish Cup. Here comes though. He's not going to go back at him. No, he's going to stay behind. However, Vermou's going to be very, very close. Look at that. Almost pushing him through the corners there. As you can see now, AJ doesn't have any more ERS. He's below 10%. And that's a sign for Vermou. And he needs to get this overtake done very soon.
Yeah, with Baumann and AJT battling, a 2.5 second gap has opened up to Cornish Cup and Hawkey. That's not where Baumann wants to be. He wants to be in that battle for the lead here. But AJD on those fresher softs, not what Baumann can do. Kind of lacking the pace here on the mediums versus the softs. We see a little bit of a tank slap or a little bit of a slide out of 13 and down to start finish straight we go. Not within striking distance into turn 1, I think, but maybe on the right out Pasta, maybe to make something move. Down the order, Cornish Cup actually, runs into the back of Jack Hawkey after Hawkey made that move into 1. Not sure if he has wing damage. Not sure if we have tasks on it.
No damage.
But no damage. Okay, perfect. As he will try and fight back into floor. He's not settled behind Hawkey for another lap. No other moves going throughout the field as we scroll down. Maybe JB on Ecos Blade. Maybe this might happen. Show some love to the guys down there fighting for nothing. As JB cannot make the move work on Blade. But back at the front, gaps now come down half a second actually, and whoa, steadily dropping from 2.5 seconds. 7/10 gap has been dropped from Hawkey Cuck and AJD. You love to see it. More people get into the fight for that lead lap. Saint making this hard work too, keeping up with the medium guys up here. As everybody is in
yellow
the
flag,
DRS.
and that's Donamo. Donamo's gone round, and that's him down next to his teammate who is a lap behind. Unlucky Donamo now. That's a very easy corner to spin it on through the very twisty and turny middle sector.
Yeah, most definitely unfortunate there for the Alfa Romeo driver. As two-spot makes a move on Spluthead down into turn 1. All the way from P3 down to P9, then DRS, and then a couple of smaller DRS trains on the back half of the field. AJD definitely trying to push and catch back up to these top 2 as they start fighting for tooth and nail. Big Ball's going to pass Spluthead down there, trying to get into the points with 2 spell. Anything else that I missed?
No, it was just a move on Big Balls on Spudhead from Big Balls. Spudhead kind of looking at maybe coming back on him. It's not really opening any opportunities for him. It's pretty spread throughout the field. There's not much anyone can really do. There's the train, and once you're in the train, you're not getting out of the train. You're not going to outrun the train. The train is always going to be there. Currently, the leader of the train is AJ in P3. Everyone else behind him is in the DRS of him, and they're slowly catching up to Cornish Cuck, who's very, very close to Hawkey. Maybe close enough to make a move now down the first DRS straight on this lap. DRS activated. He's going to go for the inside here. Hawkey can't do anything. Cornish Cuck easily goes through there. Looks like Hawkey does have a better run. Not really anything he can do here. Just Cornish Cuck grabbing the lead. He's been in the lead for the bigger part of the race, with Hawkey battling him for almost 15 laps here.
Yeah, taking a look at the warnings. Ecos Hockey is currently sitting on 2 warnings. Cornish Cuck, I'm looking through here. I don't think he has a warning. So definitely the back foot is on Ecos Hockey. So he has to be very careful for the rest of this Grand Prix. As he go down into 1, will he make a move on to Cornish Cuck? Might have a run, but don't want to go around the outside.
And
HAD is in. Oh. What do you think about that move, Bernard? I don't really like that. He was catching the top 2. I thought he might be trying to make these softs work for a while. But obviously, I guess, thought better of it and had to come in.
Well, he had started on the soft tyre, so he at any point should have had to come in either way. So it's just going to be the medium tyre for now. For AJ, he's going to drop down to 16th. And maybe hope that someone made the same mistake. Or maybe hope that there's going to be another safety car. That's his only hope for now, as he is on the fresher medium tyres. He's 4 seconds behind Donamo, who is 4 seconds behind JB. As Spudhead crashes out, and there he is. Classic Spudhead. He made it 22 laps, which is very, very strong from him. But there we go, just happened. Him and JB, I think, or who was it? Charlie coming together.
Where did he go off at? I saw it was in the middle sector, but I couldn't find him when I went on board.
I think it was
the field.
Before the left-hander, before the long left-hander, full flat-out left-hander.
So that's an interesting place.
Yeah, I think they contacted and Spudhead was just going super fast.
Unfortunate. Speaking of fast guys, Hawkey and Cuck battling out tooth and nail. Hawkey gets in front of Cuck this time. But this is all good news for Vava Newell, the AM reserve, as he takes that inside curb of 6 through 7 and into 8. Fun wheel, double right-hander there, and into the middle. Twisty, windy section here in Sao Paulo. The carnival capital of the world, as many will say. And speaking of Vava, he's having a fun time catching these guys. About 4/10 of that middle sector. So Vava definitely the most pacey guy in the middle sector, as demonstrated there. Back half of the field, everybody within DRS. Down to 8th. So a little bit of a train still forming. A couple guys dropping in and out, give or take a few tenths, but mostly competitive for the first two thirds of this race. Definitely entertaining to watch as Cuck gets past Hawkey in the 1 and 2. We've seen this all night. Over the tank top from Cuck, Hawkey's gonna have to let off, and I don't think that's gonna lead to a move. A will ERS activate, DRS flowing. 20% less than Cuck. That doesn't matter. Right now, he's in the lead on the 24th lap of this Grand Prix. Two-Spell is out in the pits. Not sure why I called it a day. Always a chance for points here in Contest of Speed. I'll kick it back to you when we're at.
Yeah, well, I was just looking around and I saw the moves now back in the DRS of Cornish Cuck, and Saint is out of the DRS. So no more DRS for Saint. And looking back at his race, he's kept going as he was. He's got no ERS to defend with. Tichy behind, not much either. Fushy, not much. Nobody really has that much ERS to play with. Ramu definitely looks in a very, very good position here in the top 3. He's not been battling that hard the past few laps as Cornish Cock and Hawkeye both have. As Cornish Cock goes for the move, he's not going to be able to. Hawkeye just closes up. And he's going to get the move, or the possibility for the move here on the straight. Here he comes on the inside, and that is well and truly done before the braking zone from Cornish Cock. They've been swapping positions for about 10 laps here, the two sister teams here, AlphaTauri and Red Bull. I think there's an interesting battle going on down here, and we've just about missed it.
Joe, who didn't miss it, yours truly on board there. JB got past Ecos Blade into 4, and Ecos Blade is running wide, reminiscent of Lewis Hamilton last year in Brazil. As JB has a little slide through 9, the Blade, oh, he will, makes most of it. Maybe JB has wing damage that we can't see. Doesn't have a missing end plate, but let Blade by there. Interesting call there, maybe. I don't know why he did that.
It looks like he lost traction there. No wing damage caught on the on the damage display. However, on the flux we do see King David pressing start options, so he goes into the AI mode. I think he joined way too late. He's not in the race anymore. He just joined too late, and he's not here.
Spud just hit Wizard, who now has 4 damage, and McClin imploding. That was from Matty Robo, and spoke the future of Q-Spell's death there in the pits. Unfortunate there from the McLaren team. No points in South Paul. We'll have to get up and get ready for the Mexican Grand Prix next week. And the Chelsea swag on the back of footy. Huh?
And that is Mexico.
Yeah, that is. I think it's Mexico. Yeah, it's like Mexico than U.S. Round out the Americas to round out the continent speed. Season 9, always entertaining. As down the start finish straight, Cock, Hawkeye battling left, right, and center. I don't think Hawkeye deployed his DRS. I think he turned it off. Waiting to get down into 4 and make a move on Cock, or maybe just trying to stick with the DRS for the rest of the lap, trying to plan for a move later in the race. Jeremy James is in, maybe signaling that the championship fight is over with on the fresh set of softs. Going to go for fastest lap here and minimize the damage that Hawkeye does. So it looks better at the end of the season when we look back and reminisce on Season 9. Back up to the front now. Cuck Hawkeye with DRS. Behind it, Babu Saint just without, and then Saint, Tichy, Footy, and Kelcher Swag all within DRS. They've been with DRS for about 15 laps now. They've all just been tooth and nail, bumper to bumper, tire to tire, whatever analogy you want to use, right there with each other. And it drops off after that into the back half of the field. And maybe a little bit of battle for a P9 may happen here if Don Alma can get into the mix with JB to attack the Blade. That doesn't matter in the grand scheme of all things. Hawkeye, DRS open, flying down towards the start finish straight. Will he make a move on Cuck down the inside? Will he send it? Will not send it. It's a better idea. It doesn't do Max Verstappen. Very conservative there. Through the S's. Looks like a better exit for Cuck. But will Hawkeye get the move done into 4? Have to wait and see.
I think he's going to wait it out until we reach the later laps. He's going to save his DRS. He's going to go for it on the last couple of laps where Cornish Cuck can't answer back. I think that's the smart thing from Hawkeye.
Through 4, the Tichy got moved on Ecos Saint, as maybe he's now feeling the pressure from these medium guys and realizing their tires aren't going to die out as fast as C1 and 2. A little bit low in the ERS there, as well as Tichy, so Footer and Kelter waiting their time to make the move. As we come across the line for lap 29 momentarily. ERS activated for Cuck, no ERS for Hawkeye, about 10% difference. Hawkeye's got the advantage there. ERS activated across the line, lap 29 we go. Hawkeye, will he make the move down to the S? I think you bid your time. He thinks about it. Waits a little bit. I think he bids his time. Through the S as we go. Cuck leading. Oh, Hockey moved down to 4. We've seen this many times before in this race. AlphaTauri versus Red Bull. Same engine, different drivers. Talent versus talent. He'll wait his time out and bid for later. Vama Newell lost out as we were talking, as Footy makes a move up the inside on Tichy, losing 2 places in one corner there to the Aston Martin and Williams driver. But Vama outside DRS and hasn't really gained back up to this lead pack like he was in the earlier stages. Isn't that interesting?
Well, it kind of tells a story about Cornish Cock just being so much on the pace and just pulling Hawkey with him. Vermouth has a very hard time because he's not in the DRS, he's not catching up on the straight. His setup, I reckon, is a bit more downforce oriented, so he's gonna be way faster in the corners than on the straight. As you can see now, he's starting to lose a bit of time, even though he's got the DRS activator, but he is losing time. As you can see, about a tenth every 2 seconds on the straight, which he's going to gain it back through turns 1 and 2, and then in the second sector. But on the straights, and it just counts for so much, that DRS just pulls them way too far ahead for Vamu to really respond with anything. As Hawkey is 2 hundredths up on his fastest lap as of yet, so they're definitely still pushing it to the limit, going as fast as they can. He's saved a lot of ERS. Doesn't count the same for Cornish. He's going to start having to use it a little bit now because he is coming to the later stages. We've got 7 laps to go, almost 6 laps to go here in Brazil. And yeah, not really any battles happening. 4 people out of the race, but not really any battles seriously. Hawkey and Cornish Cock still fighting for that top spot, which is nice. You see the drivers go all the way down to the line for the last podium, for the win, of course, not for the last podium position. That is Vamoose, and he is looking likely to keep that.
Fun note here as we watch Jack Hockey not make a move on Cock for the next lap running. Footy TM sitting there P4. His highest finish in constant speed this season, P7. That was last week in Belgium. Actually 2 weeks ago, but actually no, that was 3 weeks. Lots of races to go. All right, I'm getting myself confused. Charlie's out in the pits. I thought that was on track. This will be his highest finish this season. So a nice running there from the Williams driver, finding some pace in the later stages of the season.
We've got to remember, he does have that penalty. And
he does have that penalty.
Because it is so close in the DRS train, it is going to be very detrimental to his race, and it is going to lose him quite a lot of positions here if he doesn't absolutely pull one out of the back here on Ecos Saint, who has got the DRS still, does have way more ERS to play with. It's going to be very difficult for Footy. As we see Charlie's DNF car going out on track, which means that Cornish can't, Hawkey can't perform a move on Cornish Cock.
That is unfortunate. Oh, AI getting a little away there. That's unfortunate there. Pulls off, and that might be reported to the stewards later, but not much you can do about that after retiring in the pits. Cornish Cock and Hawkey still battling it out. The last couple of laps, Hawkey has actually saved his ERS, almost a full battery, versus Cornish Cock's 60%-ish battery. So definitely waiting for a later lap move. I think about lap 34, 35, Hawkey will send it and deploy that ERS down both DRS straights, trying to keep Cock at bay. That's Cock P1, Hawkey P2, and Vamu P3. Not much to challenge there from Vamu. Kind of been in a race for the podium all day long. Yeah, very good chunk in the AM reserve, even though it's not where he likes to be. He has to be on that top step, as Hawkey would, down the start finish straight, making a move into turn 1. Now it's not anything happening today. Down through 1. Here comes 2. And great exit there from Hawkey and Cock, respectively. Both drivers very talented in their own respects. Down the right up Boston Street. This is 3-4, breaking out the 50-meter board. And a little bit wide there from Hawkey. Going to lose some time to Cock. Wouldn't be surprised if he deploys that battery trying to get back as we go into the double right-hander trick for some drivers. Not for these guys today. That is a Red Bull of JBX around out of 2. Spins it again on the loose traction. Please stay ghosted as Dynamo flies past the spinning Red Bull of JB.
JB is actually... Oh, and he goes around again. He's actually posted as King David in TAS, and he resets the track, which of course is not allowed. And he did also go AI a few laps ago, but ESP13s is not really going to change much for him. Wing damage, no. Hard tyres, yes. He's going to whip his way back around. If he doesn't spin again, maybe into the pits, go for the softs, maybe try an attempt at the fastest lap.
Yeah, all I can do is attempt. As down the rudder pasta. This is lap 34. Gotta get a move on Hockey if you want to make it done. Have to bid his time for one more lap. That'll be lap 35. Ecos Blade with a late time penalty. That'll put him out for contention of getting a point. And that is a Red Bull off. That is not anybody we know. That's JB. Hopefully he gets out of the way of the top 2 as they're going to be approaching fairly soon. That's Jay Wiz behind him. Don't bother. Oh my god! Oh no! He has scratched on straight. That wouldn't go on. Very poor driving from JB here.
Yeah, giving
definitely
up
not
on
what
the
you
race.
want to represent. Yeah. And thankfully did not DNF and didn't cause a late safety car. That would have been very poor from him as he retires in the pits. Stewart will have fun time with him after the race. But down to the Esses for the penultimate time. Chuck with a better line than Hockey in my opinion. And what are we doing here, Hockey? Gotta get that DRS open, gotta get that ERS open, gotta make them move. Running out of time here.
So I think this has confirmed my suspicion that he's going to wait till the absolute last lap here to go for the overtake. He's been realising that he's just switching positions with Cornish and it's not really working out. So he's just waited his time. He's got plenty of time. He still has plenty of time. He's going to go for the DRS and ERS overtake, either on the upcoming straight or the straight on lap 36. Ending off sector 2 now for the penultimate time of the race. Cornish Kark is still in the lead. He's been in the lead for almost the whole race. But Horky always been there, always just following him very close behind. He's still using his ERS. Here comes Horky. Here he comes. He's going to go for the move here on the outside. Cornish Kark defends well. He does go wide, and that gives an opportunity to Horky. Now he's right behind him. He's going to have the ERS activated. He's going to go for the move. Surely he's got it done here on the outside of Cornish Kark before the braking zone. He is passed. He doesn't leave space. And that is it. That is it. Cornish Kark most likely cannot battle him anymore. Hawkey still has 40% ERS left in the tank. And Cornish Kark's just going to lose time from now on. However, if he does do very well in this last sector, we could be on for a photo finish here. We could be on for a photo finish here. Cornish Kark still going very strong. He has lost a lot of time now. It doesn't look likely that he's going to be able to overtake him before the line. Hawkey looking absolutely on fire now, getting through the final. Oh, and he gets a 3-second time penalty. And that's the second time he's done this season.
Oh no, Hawkey, 3 seconds.
And that is it. He's thrown away the win. That's the second time this season he's got the penalty on the last lap here. Van Moo grabbing P3. Saint P4. Big Balls P5. Kelster Swag in P6. Footy P7. Jamie James P8. AJ P9. And Ecos Blade coming through into P10 to round off the guys who got points. And then we have Tichy with no fuel left. He's going to go through for P11. Donamo looking very promising in qualifying, looking very good at the start of the race. Sadly, was not his day today. He's going to have to settle for P12. Can he get the fastest lap though?
I have to wait and see. That'll take a point away from Hockey, I believe, as he is the fastest lap holder.
And there he
goes. He does. but points don't matter at this point. Congratulations to Jack Hockey clinching the Drivers' Championship here in Brazil today over Jamie James, who finished P8. That'll seal the deal, and what a season's been for Hockey, as we'll get to interview him after the race ends here. A little bit of podium celebration, and Cornish Cock raises that trophy. Do you want to read the order, or do you want me to invite him to the party?
I would like you to invite him to the party while I read out the order.
I've got you.
And then all three of them. Oh, sorry, I missed the. I skipped the celebrations. Oh well. We know who have won this race. On penalties, Cornish Cock grabs the victory after being super strong today, showing his amazing pace around Brazil. Hawkey behind with a 3-second time penalty. He grabs P2 and ultimately grabs the championship, the Drivers' Championship in EU2 of Season 9 in round 12 in Brazil. Behind him we have Vermu, the Argentinian AM2 reserve here in EU2. Ecos Saint, also a reserve in P4. Big Balls in P5. Kelster Swag in P6. Footy TM P7 matches his best result this season. Jamie James in P8. AJ in P9. And Blade rounds off the top 10 and grabs the last point. Tichy in P11. Don Ammo in P12. Jay Witty in P13. JB in P14. Charlie P15. Two Spelt P16. And then we had, let me just see, Spudden in P17. Matty Robbo in P18. And Stumpy in P19. All of them not finishing the race. Wow, what a race we have just witnessed.
Yeah. Speaking of the race, our winner, Cornish Cock, privacy settings, cannot add him to the party. As you could send him a message in EU2 saying that we can't. As Hockey got a late time penalty, very unfortunate, but doesn't really matter. Grand Scheme of things, Hockey's still your Drivers' Champion, and I'm the one who gets to talk to him today. As I decided before the stream, I'll be taking on P2 in the podium room.
Yeah, so I'm going to start off with P3, the AM2 reserve, Vermu. Podium position, how do you feel?
Exhausted.
Exhausted. So it was a long race for you. I reckon there was a lot of points where you were looking like you were maybe going to challenge for P2 or maybe even P1. It wasn't to be. Lagged a little bit behind, and then it was just P3 from there. Very safe though. Good job on that.
Yeah, had to save my tires after burning them, fighting the Alpine. And then I almost got a puncture towards the end, so...
Now, what tyres did you end on? Sorry? What tyre percentage did you end on?
83.
83, wow. So definitely puncture territory. You were battling it out with, was it Saint for a long part of the... No, it was AJ for a long part of the second part of the race, which did cost you maybe a potential chance of grabbing P2 or maybe even P1 today. But nonetheless, great job today on the P3. So I'd say go enjoy it.
Cheers.
And that rounds off P3. I'm going to move over to Shelly the Turtle, who's going to take over for P2. Jack Hawkey.
Yeah, Jack Hockey, unfortunately not in the party, but I've added him in the Discord. If you want to go ahead and do P1, or I can talk about Jack Hockey's championship drive. Either one is fine with me.
I'll take P1 here. Cornish Cock, of course.
Happy days.
Happy days. This is your second win, if I'm not wrong.
Correct, yep.
And the first one was in Spa under very, very similar circumstances. I'm just going to say very, very good job. You were looking absolutely fantastic. You were on form. Everything was just going right. How was the tyre strategy for you? Were you secure on it, or was it a bit of a gamble?
Well, I knew the soft hards were going to be an ideal job around there, but because the safety car came out on lap 11, it sort of made me gamble on the mediums because I knew I'd get 1 to 2 laps on the mediums to nurse them in and not have to race around them. So it was a bit of a gamble going on, and there were ropes at the end, 69% on the front right, close to 70s. So it was a bit ropey, but yeah, other than the 2 warnings I picked up on my soft stint tracking validations, other than that, I was pretty consistent when I got those mediums on.
And
I really enjoyed it as well. It's cracking.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear. Always good to have you on the podium, of course, Cornish Cock, one of the best
Thank you
names
very
in
much.
EU2. You
I
were
love
battling with Jack Hawkey for a lot of the race, and it was looking like he had got the win in his hand there, but just that penalty cost him. How did you feel when you saw that penalty come up for Jack Hawkey?
I didn't believe it. One of the boys in the party told me, and I went, "Eh?" and looked up. I couldn't believe it. So yeah, I didn't believe it.
Well,
Just
sorry.
perfect timing, I guess.
Yeah, perfect timing. Second time in the season, and it was you.
Yeah.
The last time as well. I'm going to say
With
congratulations.
Jamie James, wasn't it?
It was
Yeah,
Jamie James, it was. And congratulations on your win in Brazil. Showed absolutely amazing pace. Go enjoy it.
Thank you very much, guys. Cheers for an amazing season. Legends.
Now, Shelley, I don't know if we have Jack in here.
I think he's given his time and popping his champagne, so he's not in here. But I'll start, and hopefully it turns up. If not, it'll just be a real power trip for the drivers' champion. So P2 today in the race. But let's go over his entire championship reign. That is 11 appearances, 4 wins, 7 podiums, and that will put him at a grand total of 158 points to win the Drivers' Championship. Still could score more if he decides to show up, but doesn't have to as of now. P1 Bahrain, P1 Azerbaijan, P10 in Monza, P12 in Imola, P2 in Portimao, P1 in Silverstone, P20 in Austria, and we had our break week. Round 8 saw P2 in Belgium. Or round 10. No, round 8. Yes, I was right. Round 8 saw P2 in Belgium. Round 9 won the Hungario ring. Round 10, P19 in France. And then round 11 in Japan was unfortunately canceled for EU2. Part of the reason that Red Bull is so high up in the constructors' standings was due to Jack Hawkey's major success this reason. Also, shout out to Cos Perfodes for providing that success for the constructors team. So amazing season from Hawkey. Definitely outscored his rival in James, who only had 1 podium to 7 podiums of Jack Hawkey. Utter domination from Jack Hawkey this season. I've seen him in EU1 a couple of times. A very entertaining driver to watch, and always one that is out there challenging for the win. Unfortunately, after the power trip, he is still not joined. I've added him multiple times on Discord and even messaged him in the party trying to get him in here. So not sure if he's too excited, not sure if he fell over his rig. I'll have to find out at a later date. But unfortunately, no interview for the Drivers' Champion on the day that he wins it. And Jack Hawkey, the Drivers' Champion here in EU2.
Absolutely. Great job from Jack. It has been amazing commentating over Jack Hawkey for the whole season. It's been absolutely amazing the whole season. It's been a joy to watch from the commentator's point of view. However, this is going to round out Season 9, Round 12. Today we went to Brazil in EU2. Hope you enjoyed it, and good night.